good afternoon. Happy Friday, November 17th. Mark Milam here, your mortgage professional. Let's get right to it. Great news this week on the inflation front. We continue to get data that supports the notion that the peak of inflation is behind us and the growth rate of inflation is slowing. In fact, in some areas, some sectors, we're actually seeing some deflationary trends. I'll flip the screen around here and show you, first off, what we're talking about in terms of mortgage rates. These are the past 5 business days. Green days are good days. That's what we want. That's what you want. That means the value of mortgage-backed securities are going up, the associated interest rates coming down. So all in all, a nice trend this week. We're seeing rates finish up the week roughly about an 1/8 point higher than how we started, which is great news. The reason here is what's behind it all is what happened with the consumer price index and the producer price index this week. Both of these are measures of inflation, one on the purchasing side and one on the manufacturing side, both of them coming in below consensus estimates. That's exactly what we want to see. Weekly jobless claims ticking up a little bit higher than expectations. All signs point to things cooling off a bit, and that's exactly what mortgage rates want to see, is a cooling or slowing economy. Our Fed still has the hawkish comments out there, and so until the Fed actually embraces a little bit softer language, we're going to still see rates elevated, but at least they're down off of those peaks that we're getting close to 8%. We're now getting back into the low 7s, in some cases the high 6s, which is certainly welcome. What else is happening in the world of mortgage lending? We see a Rocket Mortgage is facing a class action lawsuit for unsolicited telemarketing calls. This has been going on for quite a while. We've certainly had plenty of clients talk about the unsolicited calls that they receive. This one individual said that she received at least 27 more phone calls after asking not to be contacted again. That came over a period of 10 days from the exact same telephone number. So Rocket Mortgage in a bit of trouble for unsolicited telemarketing calls. And then a little bit of information here about what's happening in the overall housing market. We certainly still have an inventory problem, although inventory has started to tick up a bit. We've got a little more new contracts this year than we had last year, which is certainly welcome. Although last year was no great shakes, we still have not seen a housing rebound, but at least we've got a slight tick up. And then we also think that maybe prices have hit a pinnacle. We've got 39.2% of homes on the market have experienced a price cut. That's the highest so far this year, but we're starting to get data in on a week-by-week basis that says we've probably hit a peak on that and hopefully are not going to see that continue to escalate even higher. One of the things that we highly recommend when you're talking to your sellers about whether you should do a price cut on a potential listing is comparing the value of a price cut versus the value of a seller contribution to a temporary buy down. We think the latter is the way to go. You're really meeting the borrower where they have their biggest pain point, which is affordability. You're also keeping property values high. If we can be of any service on that front or any other front, if you'd like a little more explanation, don't hesitate to reach out over the weekend. Mark.milam@highlandmtg.com. Have a good weekend, everybody.